take place in Toronto. We know they have a Major League Baseball team. We know they have a National Basketball Association team. We know, obviously, what they have in the National Hockey League, but they do not have a National Football League team.
And they also have a Major League Soccer team, Toronto FC. So I find it interesting that Toronto has 3 parts of the Big Four along with Major League Soccer, but they do not have an NFL team. And interestingly, I think it was from 2008 to 2013, the Buffalo Bills ran the Toronto series where they played actual regular season home games as well as a couple preseason games at the Rogers Center in Toronto. But then they terminated that in 2014.
I know, obviously, Buffalo's getting a new stadium, so I doubt that will continue.
Yes, I doubt it will come back, but I just think it's fascinating that Toronto is in the NBA, they're in the NHL, they're in Major League Baseball, they're in Major League Soccer, but they're not in the National Football League. I get that it's partially or majorly because Toronto has the Toronto Argonauts in the Canadian Football League, which I get it, but I do find it interesting at the same time.
Yeah, the NFL doesn't have any international teams. I do think eventually the NFL does want, I don't know how realistic it's going to be, but is there a world where one day we see, instead of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the London Jaguars?
I don't think so, because I believe with the massive stadium renovations that they're doing, they put in a clause in the new deal to get the stadium renovations, like that, a clause that says they will not move.
Okay, I mean, so if the NFL ever goes to 34 teams, is Toronto maybe one on the list? Sure. I think London, I think the NFL really wants it to get to London, which again, I don't know how. You're going to ask a lot of teams to go that far in international travel, which the NFL really wants to do, sort of an NBA-esque global expansion. There's been a lot of talks about when the schedule goes to 18 games, could be as soon as next year. Maybe there's 2 bye weeks. Maybe there's a point in the season where every team is playing at least one international game.
Right. And I feel like part of the reason too that Toronto isn't going to get an NFL team is because of their proximity to Buffalo.
And obviously, and we'll get to the Bills Chiefs game in a little bit. You saw all those Bills fans on Sunday with their Toronto Blue Jays hats on.
Yes. So I definitely think that's part of it. But to me, it's just fascinating that Toronto has the Raptors in the NBA, the Maple Leafs in the NHL, the Blue Jays in Major League Baseball, and Toronto FC in Major League Soccer, but no NFL team.